Hello and welcome to 22nd Century Television News Brief with me, Kadiatu Kamara, bringing you the latest updates across the globe. Severe rainfall has led to the death of approximately 40 individuals in Angola, with several others yet to be located, according to the official statement. The heavy downpours over the past weekend caused rapid flooding, inundating roads and damaging residential properties in the capital, Luanda, and coastal city of Benguela. Authorities report that 13 people died in Luanda province, where 5 individuals are still missing. In Benguela province, 26 fatalities have been confirmed and 4 people remain unaccounted for. Regional news also indicates that at least 6 individuals perished in the province of Kwanza-Zol and Malaje. In Luanda and Benguela, over 600 dwellings have been destroyed and more than 9,500 structures were submerged by water. Officials estimate that the advanced weather conditions have affected over 15,000 people. Emergency crews are engaged in clearing water from buildings and thoroughfares. Authorities observe that conditions are gradually getting better. Intense rain are a regular occurrence in southern Africa during its wet season. President Julius Maada Bio chaired an economic management meeting focused on evaluating the repercussions of the Middle East conflict on Sierra Leone's economy, a significant measure to address the ongoing challenges.
President Julius Maada Bio chaired an economic management meeting focused on evaluating the repercussions of the Middle East conflict on Sierra Leone's economy, a significant measure to address the ongoing challenges. He emphasized key issues widely recognized as consequences of the conflict, namely escalating global fuel prices, increased shipping expenses, and disruptions to supply chains, which are exerting pressure on the lives of citizens. The president expressed a commitment to alleviating these difficulties and safeguarding the nation's economic advancement. The vice president, chief minister, finance minister, NRA commissioner general, and other government officials attended the session.
On Tuesday evening, U.S. President Donald Trump announced he was retracting his threat of launching severe attacks on Iran. This decision came less than 2 hours before a deadline he had set for Tehran to yield, warning of catastrophic consequences if they fail to do so.
President Trump stated he would postpone the anticipated strikes on Iran infrastructure, including bridges and power plants, on the condition that Tehran agreed of a 2-week cessation of hostilities and reopened the Strait of Hormuz. This vital maritime passage is responsible for transporting a significant portion of the world's oil during normal times. Furthermore, he noted that Iran had presented a feasible 10-point peace proposal, which would potentially resolve the conflict initiated by the US and Israel on February 28. In response, Iran's Supreme National Security Council confirmed its acceptance of a 2-week ceasefire and announced plans to begin negotiations with the United States in Islamabad. The Council's statement, however, stressed that this agreement does not signify the conclusion of the ongoing conflict.
On Wednesday, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa formally accepted the accreditation documents from the incoming U.S. ambassador.
During a concise ceremony at the presidential residence in the capital, Bozel, accompanied by his wife, was greeted by a guard of honor before presenting his official document to President Ramaphosa. Bozel remarked that many people had predicted he would quickly develop affection for the country, a sentiment he confirmed had materialized within just 2 months of his arrival. The 70-year-old ambassador further stated that both nations possess significant common principles and objectives. He expressed his aim to strengthen these shared interests, cultivate mutual respect, reinforce their common values, and elevate the relationship between the two countries to new heights during his tenure. President Ramaphosa emphasized that diplomats are expected to uphold the independence of their host nation, act prudently, and address any concerns through private, productive channels rather than resorting to public adversarial criticism. He concluded by stating that such an approach fosters robust ties between nations and promotes the objectives of their individual countries founded on reciprocal esteem.
The Freetown port is set to provide an $8 million dividend to the government, signaling development within the maritime sector.
Freetown Terminal Limited, acting on behalf of the Sierra Leone Port and Harbors Authority (SLUFA), will transfer $8 million to the government of Sierra Leone as a dividend for 2025. This payment signifies another year of continuous growth in the port's revenue. This distribution reflects an ongoing positive trajectory. $4 million was remitted in 2023, $7 million in 2024, and now the anticipated $8 million for 2025. These figures underscore improved financial outcomes, largely attributable to the operational reforms and modernization efforts at the Freetown Port facility.
These are all the stories making the news brief. Thanks for watching 22nd Century Television News, and do follow us on all our social media handles. I've been your anchor, Kadiatu Kamara.